Chris Geiger. Welcome to No Movies in Hell.
I'm LaClaw Scott, and today we are reviewing The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That's right. It's a long title.
It is a long title. I just call it the Nicolas Cage movie. And also I noticed that, this is way off on a tangent, but that the poster looks very much like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like kind of that kaleidoscope feel.
Yeah.
But you want to start us off with your thoughts on this movie?
So going into this movie, I had high expectations because the trailer looked funny and I like Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is in two of my favorite movies, Moonstruck and Raising Arizona.
Okay.
I'm predisposed to liking Nicolas Cage. I know he has done some movies that have not been received favorably. I didn't see those. I still like him. I was looking forward to this movie. When I saw the option to screen early, I jumped on that. It was a small theater at Empire 25. It was pretty well attended. And I don't know if when you came in, you saw those three very large men in suits.
Yes.
When I got there super early, they were there and there was only one other person in the theater. And I almost felt like they were security. Like they were trying to figure out if people were jumping from theater to theater. Because when I came in, they were like almost blocking that narrow sort of walkway to get up to the seating area. But they were so well dressed that I thought, well, they're probably not security. But I think they were there because it's an investor connect.
Yeah.
And Dax said when he came in that they asked him what movie he was there to see.
Oh, so, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. That was an odd way to go in. But after the movie started, I never saw them again. So it's not like they came in and made a special announcement or I don't know. But the theater was pretty full. There was the weirdness with the three very large guys at the beginning. Which sort of sets the stage, right? So I liked it overall. I thought it was fun. There were some definitely funny parts to it. It's sort of a circle within a circle within a circle. Is it about his actual life? Is it about, what parts of it were from his actual life? Because you can tell some parts of it are definitely pulled straight from his own story. I liked it overall. When we look at the slides, it's not going to reflect that as much because of the way our categories are set up. But I did like it and I would recommend it to people as just kind of a fun movie, that's different from other things you might be able to see these days.
Very true.
What did you think?
Well, I guess from the theater experience. So thank you for reminding me to check my emails about the Investor Connect because I clearly missed it. I got that. And then, yes, upon going into the theater yesterday, there were three large men, which I was like, oh, fascinating. I wonder if they're from the studio because I noticed that one had a camera with them. Like maybe at some point they went in to take photos to show that this was a not sold out, but definitely, I would say 80% of people sold out. And it was interesting because when I got my ticket literally the other day, it showed that my row actually was sold out. So I wonder if they blocked seating. Yeah, my immediate thought was okay, maybe these guys are from the studios, knowing that I guess in my college undergrad years, I worked in movie theater. So, they wanted some type of buzz around studios or theaters would send out people to or marketing would go out and do surveys or try to get the sentiment around the crowds before blasting, their lists of, hey, it was well received and people clapped and all this other stuff. Overall, I thought the movie was okay. I am a Nicolas Cage fan, but I guess I don't really go out of my way to see his new movies. I'm pretty sure there were a ton of references that just went completely over my head. There was one scene with which I was like, this is amazing. And I kind of hoped that like the rest of the movie was kind of like that, where he was able to be goofy, it would be silly. And it was just that one moment. But I really liked Pedro Pascal, his Javi character was great. Like, it's so funny because I'm just so used to seeing, I guess he seems like a very versatile actor because he's like the Mandalorian and he's like playing this kind of goofy character. So you see this like range within him and it's fantastic. But I like the Nicolas Cage kind of backstory. It's very meta, and I'm pretty sure like this is a great movie for his fans. So,
and he's doing this coming out of, well, there was another one, right? The Japanese director that was only out for like 2 minutes. The Phantoms of Ghostland or something like that. But then this is also coming off of Pig.
Yes.
Which was very well reviewed. And I saw that. It was great. I thought his performance was amazing. And I'm surprised he didn't get more buzz for that. But yeah, so coming out of Pig, this was very fun. Totally different, but great. So
I feel like the last movie I saw him in was Mandy. And I absolutely love that film. It's just electric and kind of insane. And yeah, I just, it's very interesting. But it's interesting that you bring up like the awards, not dilemma, but like it's kind of like what he's battling in this film of like, is he going to be an actor? Is he a superstar? Or is he, does he need to pick and choose films that, not say yes to everything? So yeah.
Yeah, I also like Neil Patrick Harris in this.
Yes.
And his wife, or his soon to be ex-wife. I thought she was great too. Okay, so let's pull up our slides.
I really think that like I like this new, I would have to say it's a renaissance, the Neil Patrick Harris renaissance. That kind of started, well, actually, I feel like it started in the early 2000s, and then it was prevalent with like the Harold and Kumar movies, where now he's kind of like, it's not like he's a goofball, but he's like the manager, the agent, the authority figure, like telling the main character this is what they have to do and helping them with their journey. And I feel like he plays it so well, even in this movie. It's like, yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, I'm here for it.
Right. I feel like you didn't hear about him for a long time. And then How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
To me, that's how he came back.
Okay.
But I think in the meantime, between Doogie Howser and How I Met Your Mother, he was actually doing, like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And emceeing a lot of things, which I never saw or like went to, but doing a lot of live things. So yeah. And then when he comes back as his character Barney and How I Met Your Mother, he's definitely like very goofballish, kind of like arrogant, sort of, but over the top. So it's funny personality, and that I think colors everything he does now. Even in The Matrix, It was like you couldn't 100% take him seriously.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a very serious role. So. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. So you gave it a below average.
I did. So again, I think this goes towards, this is definitely for the Nick Cage fan. Again, like the latest movie that got me out to the movie theaters to see him was Mandy. But I thought that it was, so maybe I can talk about the scene here. So the scene where he has to like get access to the security cameras was like hilarious. Like it was just so goofy, and you don't really see him do physical comedy. And I really thought that I would see more of that because it was just insane. And it didn't matriculate, which is fine. But overall, I thought, it was just a fine movie to start kind of like the spring movie season.
I also like the scene from a physical comedy perspective where they trade shoes.
Oh, yes.
Because that is such like a thing you would do with your friend. Like, oh, those shoes look really good on you. Like, what? I think they would look good on you. Do you just want to trade?
Yeah.
And the part of the movie, the other scene that I really like, and this was in the trailer, but every time I watch it, I think of you and I think of our friend Michelle. Because you guys watch animated movies like Encanto and movies that I, in my head, have compartmentalized as for children. So when Tiffany Haddish's character says, "Did you see Croods too?" Her partner says, "I'm 4 years old. Why would I see Croods too?" That's what I think of. I think of us having those conversations like, "Did you see Raya and the Last Dragon?" No. But actually, I have seen Raya and the Last Dragon. So you guys are broadening my horizons, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I recently saw it like a couple weeks ago. It's not every animated film, it's some animated films.
Right. Have you seen Croods too?
No, I haven't. I haven't even seen Croods 1, so I have no idea what they're talking about.
Have you seen Paddington 2? Because now I kind of
I have. Oh my gosh. Wait, so have you seen Paddington 2?
I haven't seen Paddington 1.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You have to see 1 and 2. If you see it, in sequence, Paddington 2 is like a very good film, surprisingly. It always takes people by surprise. They're like, "Wait, what? Why?" And Hugh Grant, oh my gosh, like amazing.
All right, I'm going to put that on my list as things I must watch. I'm writing it down right now. I have to figure out where I can watch it.
Yeah, maybe it's on Amazon Prime for streaming.
I'm sure it's somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So my ratings aren't that spectacular in terms of like talking points. I gave everything kind of an average because it was for the type of movie that it was.
You gave a Rater's Choice of 3.
I know, but because I would tell people to go see it. Like, I think it was fun. If you're a Nick Cage fan, especially, it's fun. Even if you're like a moderate Nick Cage fan, because I haven't seen everything he's done, but I would consider myself to be a fan. I gave it a 3, and I gave story a 3 just because I like the circles and the circles and the circles. Like I like to try to figure out like what part of this is from his actual life and what part of it is not just
pure fiction.
Yeah. So it's something that I think if I haven't seen something like it before and or it makes me think about it the next day, to me that's an above average story. It doesn't take that much.
Okay.
You gave a soundtrack a 1.
I did. I think there was a song in there and I was just like, this is not what I thought would be.
They could have done better on soundtrack. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah. I give it an average though, because to me, it didn't stand out either way. It was just like, okay, that I didn't notice the soundtrack. Do you have any other thoughts or feelings to share about the experience of watching it? But this is when we actually got to see at the same time.
Yes, that's so true. The first time probably since
Encanto.
Yeah, maybe. Was it Encanto? Did we say? Yeah, because that was in the fall. Yeah, or the Oscars, I guess.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Kind of,
yeah. Yeah, it was good. I feel like I should be aware of my AMC emails.
Well, it's hard, I think, when we see things together because I want to talk about them right then. Like we're together.
That's
so I
so
have to
true.
kind of like suppress my my instincts, and I do definitely talk about it, but I just don't talk about it with you until we get in front of the recording.
Very true.
All right. Do you have anything to plug for this episode?
I have nothing to plug, sadly. Yeah.
I have nothing to plug.
How about you?
Except on Instagram, I posted we're halfway through April. So if you didn't see the Instagram post about the 6 free movies that you have access to through the end of April through the Korean Cultural Center, go find the Instagram posting and click through to their site, because they are giving you access to 6 movies. The guy who was in Squid Games, who just won the I think it's Screen Actors Guild Award for his performance. It's 6 of his movies that are he's been in way more than 6, but it's representative of his collection that they could get their hands on. And so some of them are pretty good. I've already watched, I think, 3 of them. And so hopefully I can get through the rest of them before the end of April. It's hard because you gotta like focus and pay attention because it's all subtitled.
Yes.
So,
well, subtitled movies are the best.
Some of them are. All right. I guess that's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.
Thank you. See you.